Hey guys, welcome back to the second episode of Project, at least what I'm coining, FT86 Speed Factory Time Attack. So, we are to the point where we're actually scanning the car. We've actually scanned the car, and we did that last week, but we're finding some holes in some of our scan data, so we're going to actually scan a few parts of the car today and give you kind of an up-close look of how scanning actually works. But overall, currently we have scanned the outside of the car, we have solidified that model, and we have now started running CFD. Currently we found that our kit is producing roughly 1,700 pounds of downforce at 120 miles an hour, and we were shooting for that 2,000 pound range. So we're a little down, we're doing some tweaks in CFD to make it perform a bit better. But other than that, we have found that basically the car as it sat when it came in was producing about 50 to 150 pounds of downforce. So we are going to definitely increase downforce significantly from his 2018 season. So for 2019, he should be producing about 10 to 15 times the downforce that he was seeing from 2018. As far as CAD work that has been done, we have designed dummy models of the underbody panel. We're going to use our off-the-shelf aggressive rear diffuser that he already had on here. And then the front splitter is designed as a single piece and fully modeled. And the dual element rear wing mounting solution has been scienced out, as well as the dual element rear wing ordered. So we're getting pretty far as the CAD work side of things go. We have not started fabricating anything too terribly much yet, as we're still working through the CAD side of things. We have not started working on the cooling system yet, but we have had some talks with Jeremy on what he wants to do exactly, and we're getting close on that. Probably going to start fabricating that in the next few weeks, as well as the fender liners that are missing, and figuring out a way to fill in those areas that are otherwise missing, which are located here and here, here and here, and on that side. I'm trying to create a seal somewhere here so that all the air within the fender stays within the fender and does not go into the engine bay. So stuff that's going to happen this week, as this video is posted, we are finalizing the CFD data, and then we are moving to designing the parts to be manufacturable. Clay will put up some video or pictures of that because we have a bunch of CAD data and CFD images, I'm sure, and you guys can take a look at that. The project is definitely coming along. We're still going to be pushing it for time frame, but we're going to do our best to get it done mid-April. Let's get some scanning. Let's get to some scanning so you guys get to see firsthand how scanning works. So one of the things that we were focusing on with the build is to increase efficiency and evacuate the fender wells well. So today I'm going to be scanning the entire inner fender well so that we can figure out exactly how much of the ML24 body kit we can actually cut and easily fabricate a fender liner, so that the air in the fender well from our front diffusers evacuate well and cleanly. I'm going to be using a 3D scanner to scan this. This will probably be the first time I think we've ever really shown a 3D scan in process, so it should be pretty cool. But ultimately the scanner uses a white light and a grid that is very difficult to see because it flashes so quickly, and it uses that grid to tell how much deformation in each grid space is happening. And by capturing that grid with the white light, it can create data to that scan. As I scan, you'll see the screen show up with some data, and it'll look initially very grainy. And that's standard, because then generally speaking you have to fuse multiple scans together and then create one single mesh body, and it will smooth out, which I probably won't do that on camera because it's fairly boring, but we'll show a picture of the final scan that we will then import into CAD and design parts from. So let's get started. So that is the raw mesh file, or raw scan file. I will have to go and take, I don't know, about 15 minutes to clean it up and basically what they call fuse the scan data together, and we will show a photo of what that looks like ultimately before it goes to CAD. But that's really how easy it is, and this tool really does make it easy for us to scan cars, but it's not always that easy, specifically on car bodies and in the external. It's actually really hard to do, but other aspects like an inner fender well is very easy to get all the data we need really quickly and effectively. All right, to finish off this week's video on the FT86 Speed Factory Time Attack build, we are going to answer a few frequently asked questions that we've already seen. The first one being, what is the body kit? It's an ML24 kit by CanJam. I believe that's the manufacturer. Another question we've seen multiple times, what dry sump setup are they running? And it is their own custom blend of parts, which is actually fairly nicely done from what I can tell. I can't tell too much because I don't know how it's performing, but they say that they're having no oil pressure issues, it's oil temperature issues. So obviously it is working as far as keeping oil where it needs to be to keep the engine hopefully together for a season. Another question that I'm sure people are going to ask will be wheel and tire setups. These are TE37 SLs by Volk Racing, and they are running 295 3018 R7 slicks by Hoosier. That's at least the front. I don't know if the rear is different. The rear is 315s. And finally, what transmission are they running? They are running a Hollinger sequential. Thanks for tuning in this week, and tune in next week as we get a little bit further along on this project and some fabrication starts taking place. Thanks. Good enough.